heard there's a disembodied skull in the woods. Calls himself Jack, apparently. I think you've had too much meat, pal.
Much better. Now, Jack, let's get your head put back on. Now let's do something about these lights. I obviously can't cook like this, so let's wear something more appropriate. There we go. Welcome to the Halloween special. In this episode, we are going to be making a tempered white chocolate eyeball filled with a white chocolate mousse and a tart fruit coulis filling. Also, we are going to be making a pumpkin pie. To start the white chocolate eyeballs, we are going to fill a pan full of water. You want to put the pan on a medium heat to start it simmering. And then we're going to weigh out the white chocolate. You want half the bar, it comes to roughly around 50 grams. You will need at least 30% cocoa for tempering the chocolate. We found out that we only got roughly around 5 eyeballs, so I had to go back and make more. So if you want to make more of the tempered chocolate shells, double the recipe at the beginning. Now that the water is simmering, we are going to put the white chocolate on to start it melting. Keep stirring your white chocolate. Make sure you have a temperature probe. You want to take it up to 45 degrees. I would recommend taking it off 2 degrees less, as the chocolate will carry on cooking. Once the chocolate has reached the temperature, take it away from the stove. Keep stirring it so it has a glossy sheen. Take the temperature down to 25 degrees. Once it has reached 25 degrees, put it back on the heat and take it up to 28 degrees. Once you have brought it back up to temperature, you can start coating your moulds with the white chocolate. Once you are happy that you have coated your mould, leave them to set for a couple of hours before you remove them. Next, we are going to make the mousse. You will need to weigh 50 grams of white chocolate. Put a pan of water on the stove to melt your chocolate. Make sure the water is simmering. Once the water is simmering, put your bowl on with your chocolate to melt. Once your chocolate has melted, remove from the heat, leave to cool. While that is cooling, weigh your cream out. Next, get another bowl, separate 2 eggs. You will only need the egg whites for this. Grab a whisk, whip your cream up until it is a firm peak, so it holds itself. And whip up your egg whites. You want to whip them up until they are soft peak, then add 7.5 grams of caster sugar. Continue whipping until it is a firm peak, so it will hold its shape when you take the whisk out. Once your chocolate is cold, add a bit of cream, beat it slightly firmly to loosen it up. Add the rest of the cream and fold it gently. Next, fold a bit of your egg whites at a time, gently to keep the aeration in the chocolate mousse. Once it has all been folded in, cling film your bowl, place in the fridge for the mousse to set. This will take 2 to 3 hours to set. Next, we are going to make the tart coulis. So grab your blackberries. Then you want 2 tablespoons of caster sugar. And 4 tablespoons of water. Place your blackberries onto the stove and heat on a low heat gently for the blackberries to break down and the sugar to dissolve. Keep cooking until it has broken down and it goes to a thickish texture. Remove from the heat and place into a food processor. And then blend the mixture so it is all smooth. Place into a jug and pour the mixture into your moulds. Then place in the freezer to set. They want to be fully frozen. Next, we are going to get your tempered chocolate shells out and start making the eyes. Start with a little circle in the middle. I have used edible pens for the effect of the different colours. Take your time when doing this. Then draw a bigger circle around the outer edge. And then go in and slowly do line effects and then colour. Then go around again for a darker effect on the edge. You can use as many colours as you would like for the different effects. Once that is done, we are going to fill our eyeballs. So you want to start with filling your mousse. You want to leave a little gap to be able to place your frozen blackberry tart filling in the middle. Repeat the process till they are all filled. Remove the frozen coulis from the freezer. Take them out the moulds while they're still frozen. Place them in the middle of the mousse. Be careful not to apply too much pressure so the mousse does not go over the edge. Grab a tray, put it on the heat till it is hot. Then you want to get your other half and then melt it a little bit on the edges. The first one I didn't leave on too long, so I had to redo it to make sure it was sealed. So just make sure you put it on long enough for the chocolate to slightly melt to stick both of the halves together. Repeat this process till they are all done. And then they will have to go back into the fridge to set. Next, we are going to do the veins for the eye. So you want to go from the bottom and bring it just over halfway up. Do this wobbly to get your vein effects. Repeat the process till they are all done, and there you have it, a complete eyeball. To start the pumpkin pie, we are going to chop a pumpkin in half. Take a spoon and scoop out the middle bit with the seeds. Next, grab a peeler and peel the pumpkin so all the outer shell is removed. Then, cut one of your pumpkins in half. Then again, so you get loads of little quarters. Then chop them up into little wedges. Scoop the pumpkin into a mixing bowl. Measure out 378 grams. Then place this into a pan and cover the pumpkin with water. Place on the stove to a medium heat. Let the pumpkin cook on a simmer until it is soft. Next, weigh out 200 grams of flour. And then we are going to cube some butter up. And then we are going to cube up some vegetable lard. Measure the cube butter to 70 grams, and then you want 30 grams of lard, so you have 100 grams of fat. You want to weigh out 50 grams of cold water into a jug. Then make sure your hands are quite cold and rub the fat into the flour till you get a breadcrumb consistency. Once you're happy that you have a breadcrumb consistency, add your water slowly so it just binds together to form a soft dough. If you find you have not got quite enough water, add a little bit at a time, as some flours absorb more water than others. Then grab your mixture and place it in cling film and chill in the fridge for it to firm up. Once you are happy that your pumpkin is cooked all the way through and really soft, drain the water, place into a mixing bowl and blend until you get a smooth puree. Leave the mixture to cool down. When you are happy your pastry is cold enough and it's firmed up, it can take roughly around half an hour to an hour. Get a rolling pin, flour the surface and flour your rolling pin a bit and roll the pastry out. Then we are going to line the tart tin. Make sure once you get it in the tart tin you push down and press the edges down so you don't end up with the pastry having air in it. If you flour it a bit first so it doesn't stick, that sometimes helps. Line your pastry tin with greaseproof paper and add baking beans. Make sure you preheat the oven to about 180 to 160 degrees. Fill to the top as we are going to blind bake the pastry to make sure we have a crispy bottom. Weigh out 25 grams of butter and melt on the stove. Allow this to cool as it will scramble your mixture. Weigh out your milk. Add 2 eggs. Beat this mixture up with a fork so it is binded. Your cold butter and mix all together. Then add 80 grams of sugar. And you want 1 tablespoon of fresh grated nutmeg and 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Then slowly mix in your egg, milk and butter mixture together until you get a smooth mixture. Once you're happy that your pastry is part cooked and baked around the edges, remove the greaseproof paper and the baking mousse. Place in the oven for another 5 or 10 minutes to make sure the bottom is slightly crispy. When it is cool, trim your pastry edges off. Then pour your mixture into the pastry. And you want to place it in a preheated oven of 160 degrees for about 25 minutes to 40. Check in between, you need to have just a set wobble like you would on an egg custard, and this will be ready. Remove from the oven and allow to cool and set. Once it has cooled and set, you then can remove it from the tin and portion and serve. I would recommend, if you are keeping it, to keep it in the fridge for a couple of days. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I caught the branch. Can I get back in?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
There's a branch there, Ducky.
It's not working. Oh, there we are. What? I don't know. Does it look okay like that?